Great. So today we read Genesis chapters 21 through 23, and it begins with chapter 21. It was really sad. It was happy and sad. So Sarah had her son Isaac, and Abraham finally got the son that he was promised. So that was really amazing. But then I guess there was some drama between Sarah and Hagar, her Egyptian, and she felt like his son Ishmael was mocking Isaac and decided that they needed to leave. And it Abraham was grieved by it, and he had compassion for them and didn't want to listen as essentially to his wife. And then God told him to listen to his wife and you know take what she said, and that he would protect Isaac or Ishmael and Hagar. And then unfortunately they leave, and that's a really sad section. And then she thinks that her son's gonna die, and she's heartbroken and can't watch him die. And then God hears her cry and comes to her and gives them water and essentially saves their life and promises that they're gonna be okay. And so that, there was a happy ending, I guess, to that. He gets married, grows up, all that. So we know that he's okay and she's okay. So that's good. And then um, in chapter 23, Sarah dies, unfortunately, which is really sad. Oh, and I missed chapter 22. So this is the first, or this is actually the second, I think, hinting in the Bible of so Abraham, or God tells Abraham to sacrifice his only son Isaac, because he did have Ishmael, but he was driven away, so he knew he wasn't going to see him again. So Isaac is the only son that he has left, and it was the son that he was promised for so long. And God tells him to essentially kill his son and sacrifice him to the Lord. And Abraham listens. I imagine that was just extremely painful and difficult, and he still does it. And it's really, I guess, a sad test that he he had for Abraham. um but that is like God's testing him to see if he will sacrifice his son, because God is planning to sacrifice his son. So it's like, if Abraham can do it and he's human, then I can do it because I'm God. So that was like pretty heavy section there. And then, yeah, Sarah dies, and um, he refuses to take the free burial place, and insists on paying for it and making sure that everyone knows it's his. Um, it's kind of interesting to think about the times that they lived in, and the way that they did deals is like you had to have many witnesses to, that was how you documented it. It was like, you all saw this, right? So that was pretty cool. Um, but also, very sad. So a lot going on in these few chapters. I'd love to hear, if you're inclined to comment, what stood out to you in the reading from today. Any thoughts that you have, if you're inclined to comment. So thank you so much for joining, and looking forward to continuing our reading.